Hi everyone, my name's Andy Robertshaw. So today I'm going to be solving a Daily Killer Sudoku from the dailykillersudoku.com website. This one's a level 9, dating the 18th, is it the 18th or 19th of June 2025. It's puzzle number 29630. That's puzzle number 29630. It's been brought to my attention by somebody on the Facebook that this is a hard puzzle for a level 9. I'm going to go through my ways of solving that, see if I agree if it's a hard puzzle or not. Okay, so as usual, I'm going to pick any options, any places where there are just two options. So the 5 cage is 1, 4 or 2, 3. 17 cage there is 8, 9, which only leaves 5 and 7 for that 12 cage. What else can we see? Anything obvious? So I've got 4 enclosed boxes here, so they should add up to 180. I've got, well, individual enclosed boxes elsewhere. So that could make things a bit trickier. Anywhere else where I've got 2 options, well, this 7 cage can't be 2, 5, so it's 1, 6 or 3, 4. Right, so I've got 15 and 18 there, that's 33. I've got 12 left between those 3. Okay, let's look for 3 options then. So 7 cage, 1, 6, 2, 5, 3, 4. 8 cage, 1, 7, 3, 5, 2, 6. Another 8 cage there, 1, 7, 2, 6, 3, 5. Couple of 7 cages there. So I must have a 7 inside that 14 cage, because that's the only place in the box left for a 7. Right, so what else? I just like the design of this. I've got a few boxes surrounding a square and a bigger few boxes around the outside of that. Right, cool design, but is it helpful? We'll have to see. So 10, 7, 25, that's 42, another 25, that's 67. So those 4 add up to 22. Not particularly helpful at this stage. Have a look at this now. So that's interesting. I've got 58 between that set of cells. So this plus this is 13. So I must have 4, 5 or 6 in that top one, and 7, 8 or 9, one of those to go with it. Now, if I play this carefully, could I eliminate any further options? If I've got 9 there, I've got 4, 3, 1, 6. I'd have to have 2 and 4 with the 9. Let's put them in for now. 8 there, 5, 2, a total of 7, so 1, 3, 4, 6. 7 there, 6, 1, 3, 4. So 7 with 2 and 6. Let's have a look as well at this set. 50, so that plus that is 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4 there, 1, 2, 3, 4 there, and at least 6 in this cell. Right. So those 3 boxes are shut off from the rest. Let's have a look at this one. So I've got a pattern there, 122. So I've got 4 cells there that add up to 13. So they contain nothing more than 7. I'll put them in. So if we've got 4 cells that add up to 13, 7's the highest value we could have, because I've got to have at least 1 plus 2 plus 3 with the 7. So 7 plus 1 plus 2 plus 3 is 13. But let's have a look at these as well. I've only got a set of 3 here. Well, I thought I've got one sticking out just there. Okay, let's have a look. In fact, I only need to look at the 2 boxes. 63. So I've got 27 between those 5 cells. Again, I'm not sure how helpful that is at this stage. 5 and 7 I've got there, so I can't have 5 or 7 in that cell. Let's have a look at these. I've got 17 plus 18 plus 12, which is 47. So in fact, this one is because 47 is 2 more than 45, this one is 2 more than the sum of these two. So the least I could have there is 1 plus 2, so I need at least 5 there. So I could have a 6. If I've got a 6 in either of those, it's got to go with a 1 to make 7, and that'll be a 9. But I've got 30 there, and something between 5 and 9 there, so something between 6 and 10 as the sum of those two. Okay, so is there anything else interesting? So 25 there, 20 between those 4. This whole thing about the boxes, the enclosed boxes, is very interesting. It makes for quite a tricky puzzle. Let's have a look at this set now. So I've got 3. In fact, I can ignore that box. Just have a look at these. I've got 2 boxes and a few more cells. I've got 112. So that's 22 more than 90. So those 2 boxes add up to 90. So these make up the other 22. Right, well again, I don't know how interesting that is. So let's have a look at this set. 23, 23, 18, 11 is 55. So those 3 are 10 more than that one. Again, it's probably not that interesting, so I won't take that any further just yet. Well, in fact, I can't see how to take it further. How many ways could I've got to have 18 there without 5 or 7. There can't be too many ways of doing that. 189, 369, 468. Right, so that means the 2's got to be one of these. So I've got 30 there, and I've got 2 and 13 more between the rest of those. I've eliminated 2 from that cell. What happens if I wanted 2 in the 17 cage? Well, it has to be 269 or 278. Right. Okay. Well, I'm not seeing how to eliminate anything there. Okay. It is feeling like a tough puzzle, this one. Let's have a look at these. 38, so these 2 are 7 more than that one. So in fact, it tells me something about that. So if I look for a minimum value there, if I've got 1, I need 8 between these 2. So the least I can have there is a 5. To make the sum of those 2 big enough to be 7 more than that one. Can I say anything about this one? Well, I can only see it's at least 2. So 15 and 18 is 33. and 4 and 6 is another 10 to make 43, so that is at least 2. I'm not sure just how helpful that is. I'm looking for where to put the 7 on this row. I could have a 7 there, or in either of those. I'm not seeing any good ways to eliminate options yet. But once again, I've got a 7 somewhere in that 14 cage. In fact, let me eliminate 6 from these two. So what I said earlier, I've got 47 there. So if I've got 6 in one of those, I need a 1 to go with it to make 7. This is 2 more than that, so that'll be 9. I need 8 between those two, but I've got 5 and 7 already, so my only 8 I could have is 2 plus 6, which would be a contradiction with the 6 there. So no 6s between those two, and no 1 there that would have gone with the 6. Right. So the 6 in this box is either there or part of the 17. If I've got 6 in the 18 cage, you could go with 3, 9 or 4, 8. Again, I'm not seeing anything particularly interesting there. I'm going to go back and have a look at these 4. So these add up to 13. In fact, that's quite interesting. If these 4 cells add up to 13, they must have a 1 somewhere in them. So that one can't be a 1, and I can't have the 7 there that would have gone with it. So if we've got 9 there, I've got to have 7 between those two, so 3 and 4 between those two. So I could have 1, 6 or... Sorry, not 1. 3, 4 there is 7. So I want 6 between those. So I'd have to have 1 and 5 between those two if I got 9 there. I'd also have to have 2 and 6 there. So I'd have 1, 3, 4, 5 between those. In fact, I also cannot have a 1 here because if those 4 add up to 13, that's in the same column. The 1's got to be within the total of 13. Right, okay. What happens if I've got a 1 as one of these two values? So I've got 30 there, and 1 makes 31, so I've got to have a total between 14 between this and the other one of these. So 8 or 9 there, and 5 or 6 to go with the 1 there. So if I've got 1, 5, I need 3 and 4 there. If I've got 1, 6, I'd need 2, 4 there, and 8 there. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything particularly helpful. Right. It just feels like one of those. Once you get going, you should make some good progress. But those first steps are the tricky bits. 38. So these two 7 more than that one. The most I could have there now is 13. So I couldn't have a 7 there. So 9-4 with 6 there. That's a possibility. One, two. Right, that 9 cage cannot be 3 and 6. If I've got 3 and 6 in that 9 cage, I've got 1 and 4 there. So with 1, 4, 3, 6 gone, I've got 2 there. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 gone. I don't have any options left for the 11 cage. So once again, 3, 6 there eradicates 6, 5 and 3, 8 from this one. But I've also got 1, 4 there, which eradicates 4 and 7. And I have to have a 2 there, which eradicates 2 and 9 from that 11 cage. So this 9 cage isn't 3 and 6. So I'll put all the other options in. Can I eliminate anything else like that? So if I've got 4, 5, I've got 2, 3. Yeah, if I've got 4, 5 there, I've got 2, 3 there. And once again, the 11's got to have a 2, a 3, a 4 or a 5 in it. So I can eliminate 4 and 5 from that 9 cage. So now I've got 1 or 2 there and 1 or 2 there. Can't have 1 or 2 anywhere else in the column. So the 11 cage can't be 2, 9. So it's 3, 8, 4, 7 or 5, 6. Let's see what else happens. So 2, 7 there. 1, 4. So I've still got 3, 8 or 5, 6. 2, 7, 1, 4. Right. 1, 8, 2, 3 for 4, 7 or 5, 6. So I think I could eliminate one of the options from this 11 cage. So 2, 7, 1, 4. Doesn't let me have 2, 9 or 4, 7. 1, 8, 2, 3. Yeah, 2, 9, it's already gone anyway, so I won't dwell any more on that. Okay, so 1, 2, 7. I've got 42 there, so those 3 are just 3 more than those 2. 33 there, so those 3 are 12 more than those 2. Right, okay. So in this box, the 9's either got to be there to make 1 and 9, or in the 19 cage. So if I do have a 9 in the 19 cage, I can't have 2-8 because it will swallow both options for this 9 cage. I obviously can't have 1-9. 9, 3, 7, 1, 8, 4, 6. Or 9, 4, 6, 5, 2, 1, 8, 3, 7. So if I've got a 9 there, I've either got 4, 6 or 3, 7 there. In fact, I can eliminate 2 and 8 from this 10 cage because it swallows both options for this 9 cage. So once again, we can 40 there. So this is 5 less than this. 8's gone from there. 3 goes from there. Right, we're losing some options here now. So I'm hoping that pretty soon we'll be somewhere. 9 there would go with 2, 4. 8, I could have 4, 3 or 1, 6. 7 with 2, 6. In fact, 7 not with 2 and 6. If I've got 7 there, I need 2, 6 there. But because this plus this is 5, they add up to 50. So this plus this is 5. So 7, 2, 6, 3. I need another 7 there. So that one's not a 7. So let's have a look what eliminates from there. So that plus that is 13 because of the 58. So no 7 there means no 6 there, no 1 there. Right, so an 8 there. Let's look at the other options again. So 8 will give 1, 6 or 4, 3. So 8 would also give me 2, 7, 5, 6, 1, 4. 8, 2, 7, 5, 6, 1, 4, 3 and 9. So 8 would have to go with 4 and 3. 9, so not 9 there, not 1 there, not 4 there. So 9 would have to go with, well, it could only go with 2 and 4 anyway. So 2, 4 or 4, 3. So the 1 and the 6 can be taken out. So now on the cell that I've got highlighted, I've got 3, 4. So this 7 cage cannot be 3 and 4, so it's got to be 1 and 6. So let's take the 1 out of this 18 cage and all these in this column. The 6 can come out of anything in this column. This plus this was 5, so that's got to be 1 or 3. So not got 4 and 6 there. Anything interesting here? So 33, 39. So this plus this is 6. So 18 and 15 is 33, plus 6 is 39. This plus this is 6 then, to make it up to 45, but cannot be 2 and 4. So I want a 1 there and a 5 there. So that gives me a 4 in this cell. So let's eliminate what we can. So no 5 there. That now becomes 4, 3. So I've got 1 and 9 there. So that's 2, 7. So that one's not 4 and 7. Not a 4 there. So I've got a 3 there. This plus this was 5. That was a 4. So 3, 4, 8. So not 3, 8 there. That's 5, 6. Not an 8 there. Not a 3 there, that's a 2, and that's a 5. So I can't have 5 and 2 here, or 1 and 6. That's 3 and 4. So a 2 there, Let's eliminate 3, 4 there. And I can take the 2s out of these. Now if we have a look at this one again, 47, 2 more than 45, so that is 2 more than the sum of those two. So 2 plus 1 is 3, 2 more than that is 5. So let's take out 5 there. The 3 there that would have gone with it to make up the 8. So that's not a 5, it's a 7. That one is a 5, so that's not a 5. And I can eliminate the 3 that goes with it. I've also got 2 in that column, so no 2 there, no 6 there. Right, so what's next then? I've got 35 between those, so 30 and 5 more. So I want 10 between those. So I don't want I can't have a 5 anyway. So 3, 7, 4, 6, 6, 4. So not a 3 there. I also need 13 between those. So 4, 9. Can't have can have a 6, got a 7 there. Can't have a 7. So, in fact, these two are 4 and 6 one way or the other. And that's going to be 6, 7 or 4, 9, not 8 there. But 4 and 6 there, I mean, I can't have 4 or 6 there. Can't have 6 there or the 2 there that would have gone with it. Right, so what's next? Total of 12 there, not 5, 7. So 3, 4 has to go there. So 3, 4 and 8, 9. Like that to make that up to 17. I've got 2, 7 and 9 between those to make up the numbers in this cage. I can do the same here. 5, 6, 8. I've got 5 and 6 in the column there, so that's an 8. And 5 and 6 are those two. What can I see now? 14 there, so 1, 6 and 7. But I've got a 1 in the top row. So that's 6 or 7 there. So that 8 now cannot be 1 and 7, because it leave just a 6 there for those 2 cells. So eliminate 1 and 7 from that. Right. So I've got 3, 4, 5, 6, 8. So 1, 2, 7, 9 then. Between the rest of the numbers in that column. Can't have a 9 there because I'll be too high for the 13. Can't have a 7 there. If I've got a 7 there, I'd need a 4 there. I'd also need a 9 there. But if you remember 38, so this plus this is 7 more than that. So if I've got a 4 there, I need a 7 there. So I can eliminate 7 from that. I've got 1 or 2 there. And I should have a manageable number of options for this cell now. So 4, 1, 8. 4, 2, 7. 6, 1, need another 6, so I can't do it. Or 6, 2, 5, I can't do it. So I can't have a 6 there because none of the options work out for me. So that one is a 4. And then that one is a 7. So in fact, that's an 8, that's a 1. So I've got 14 there, 6 more. So 2, 3, 9 to make this one up. Not a 6 there, and not a 2 there that would have gone with it. Okay, so feels like I'm making some progress anyway. Right. 6. I've got a 2 in that row, so that's 7 or 9. So can't have a 1 in this 18 cage because I need an 8 to go with it. And the 2 of the numbers are on the top row, so that's no good. So the 1 in that box is in the 19 cage. In fact, what have I got in this row? I've got 4, 5, 6, 7. So 1, 2, 3, 8, 9 still to go in there. But not 2 there. Right, okay, so how are we doing now then? So I'm still looking around. With the enclosed cages in boxes, it kind of means that one thing doesn't lead on to another as well as you might hope. So one of those two is the 4 in that row. So the 5 in this box has to be in that column. Let's fill in the candidates to this column. So I've got 1, 2, 4, 6. So 3, 5, 7, 8, 9. 3, 5, 7, 8, 9, but not 9 there. So if I've got 3, 9 there, I can't have 9 there in the 13 cage, so I have 1 and 3 with it, and it will conflict with the 3 there. So the 3, 9 means a 9 in the 17 cage, and to make it up, I've got 5 and 6 there, so it'd have to be 9, 1, 7, or if I've got 8 and 4 there, again I can't have an 8 in the 13 cage, so I've got 8 in the 17 cage, not with 4, 5, not with 3, 6. So 8, 2, 7. So 2, 7, 8. Or 1, 7, 9. Two, 7, 8 or 1, 7, 9. So the 3 has to be part of this 13 cage. And it must go with the 8 or the 9. That's interesting, isn't it? I've got 1 or 8 there. So I've either got 3, 1, 9 or 3, 2, 8. So I've got 1 or 8. Whichever one of 1 or 8 I've got goes there. Whichever one of 2 and 9 I've got goes with the 3 there. So I've got a 3 there, so I've got 2 or 9 in that top row. I've got 5 or 6 in that top row. And I've got 7 there as well that's not accounted for. Okay, so 5, 6 pair in that row. I'm going to see if I could have a 9 in this 12 cage now. Could I have a 9 there in that box? If I got a 9 in the 12 cage, it'd have to be 9, 1, 2 and 3 and 5 there. So 9, 1, 2, 3, 5. So I'd have a 7, 8 pair there. And 4 and 6 on the top. Well, I suppose that's possible. Whereas I've got 9 there, I've got a total of 16 there. Right, well I can eliminate this is quite interesting. I can eliminate the 3 from those. So 9 there with 1 and 2 means the 3 goes there. Or 9 there means 3 there, which eliminates 3 from both of those. So in any case, I've eliminated 3 from both of those, which means that's the only place left for a 3 in that column. And I've got a 4 there and 8 there. So I've got 6 and 9 here. So I can rule out 9 there. So 6, 7, 9 there. I've got an 8 in the column there. So it's going to be 1, 3, 9 to make up this 13. So no 9, no 1 in this 17 cage. It's 2, 7, 8. So eliminate the 9 there. What have I got left in this column? 2, 3, 6. So that's not a 3. That's 1 and 7. So can't have 2, 3 there because I need a 7 there to go with it. I've already got one in the box. So I need the 6 as one of those two. So 6, 2, 4. I can't have 6, 3, can I? Because I need another 3 there. So that's what I've got, 6, 2, 4. And so I've got 5, 8 and 9. In fact, I said earlier, if the 9's not in the 12 cage, it must go there in that box. So 5 and 8 there, 9 there. Right, so what's next then? So 3 there, I know about those two. So I know what numbers we got here now. 2, 6, 7, total 15. So I want 10 more there without using 2, 6 or 7. Got to be 1 and 9. Got to be that way round. So let's eliminate 1 and 9 from that one. And this is 3, 4, 5, 8, but the 3 and the 4 on the bottom row, the 5 and the 8 on the top row because of the 3 and 4 there. So 5 there means 6 there, and 2 there, and 7 there too. Right. Okay, so we are making progress, definitely. So what can I have in this 18 cage? Well, actually, it feels like a good place to look, but it still feels like we've got quite a few options there. Let's come here. So 2 and 9. So 7 can be eliminated. I've got 3 and 4 pair there, so that one's not a 3. Excuse me. I've got a 2 in that column, so that's just 6 or 7, and that's not a 2 either. I've also got a 5 in that column. I've now got a 6, 7 pair there. So 3, 4, 8 for the rest of the cells. What can we have here now then? So 6, 3, 4 is 13. I can't have a 6 there. 6, 3, 8 is 17 for a 2 there. In fact, I can't have an 8 there. Let's rule the 8 out straight away. Then I'd have 3 and 4 for 15. I've got to have at least 6 there, so that's not possible. Could I have a 9 there? No, because I've got 3, 4, 6. That's another 13, so no 9 there. That's 1 or 2. So in fact, that's the only place for a 9 in that row. And I can eliminate some more things there. So that one's now a 9. I've got 7 and a 2 there. So that's now a 6. There, a 1, 7 pair. That's a 9. That's a 6. So that one is 5 and 3. So no 3s there. 8 and 4. So that's 12. So I've got to have 6 and 1. I can only have 6 there, put me on 18, and 1 to put it on 19. So 6 and 5 can go there, 2, 7 and 9. So I've got 6 in that row, so 5, 6. I've got a 5. Right, apologies for that. I switched the iPad. I pressed the button on the iPad by accident. It stopped recording. So we're going to start again where we were. So I've got an 8 in that column, so that's 8 and 9 that way round. So it should finish off quite easily now. I've got a 1 in that column, so 7, 1, 2, 7. So that one's a 6, a 7. So I've got a 4 in that column, 3, 4 there, 3, 4 there. I've got 5 in that column, so 8 and 5 that way round. And that's done. Okay, so hopefully that was helpful. It was quite tricky, but once we got going, I think it worked out quite nicely. So I hope it was helpful. Hope you enjoyed watching that, and I'll see you on the next video.